So we are going to start the spare room. We're going to turn this into a studio office craft centre geek room galore, which was our original plan. Originally on this big wall behind us, which is the main wall in this room, we were going to do a Dragon Ball Z mural on the wall, which I started drawing there, but I gave up on that. I would rather do that for, let's say, a kid's room rather than just an office that we're going to spend most of our time in, because Dragon Ball is really his thing.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's his thing. So I'd rather have like a kid's room for that than an office that we're going to sit in. So the plan for this is basically we're going to strip it back. So the walls we're just going to sugar soap clean. They don't need sanding, they're in pretty good condition. There are maybe like a couple of spots that need sanding or filling, which we'll look at as we sugar soap. We're also going to take the skirting off there. I'm going to try and sand those back and see what wood they are underneath the paint, because I would really love to have a wooden skirting in the room. We will eventually replace the carpet, but we're going to see what the paint looks like on the wall that we got before we decide what colour carpet we're getting, because we also don't know if we're going to paint the whole room that colour, or if we're going to just do this wall and the little cubby area over here. Okay, so the plan for this room is we're going to take the skirting off. We're going to paint this wall. We got very cherry or red. It does look pink in the container. We're hoping once it goes on and dries, it goes to the really deep red that we wanted. So we're going to paint this. This wall is in fairly good condition. There's a couple of weird spots, but we're going to sugar soak the wall, and then we'll be able to find any gray lumps and bumps, and we can give them a sand and then clear it again, and fill in any holes that we need to do. We're going to take the skirting boards off, and I'm going to sand those back and see if they've got a nice wood underneath, because I really would like a wooden skirting. The whole thing we're going for in the house is black, white, wood with a bit of colour throughout it. So if I can get a bit of wood incorporated into this room, we're going to put probably a desk along to about here. So it'll be a nice big desk for both Bryce and I. We'll have the screens mounted on the wall, and then we'll probably mount Bryce's computer on that wall because he wants a wall mounted one. And I actually want quite a small computer, smaller than the one that I've got now. Probably get rid of all the fancy lights and colours that I've got in it, because it doesn't matter. So I'd like a nice small one that I can probably mount under the desk. And then in this corner here, we're going to hopefully put a sort of seat bench with a bookshelf here, so I can put my books in. Possibly bookshelf on there. I don't know how many books I've got and how big of a shelf that I need, but I'm going to go for this. And then underneath, because this is a nice big window, I was going to put two little cat hangout areas for the fluffies to play in and lie in, because they both like lying in here. This is their favourite room. I'm going to take these hooks off. We'll probably relocate those probably into the garage, used for hanging things on somewhere. That's pretty much it. These windows are tinted. You cannot see in from the outside, so don't really need to put a blind or anything here for privacy. It'll just be for brightness and glare, which we don't really know because we don't spend much time in this room. Hey kitties. Yeah, we don't spend much time in this room, so we don't know what the brightness and the glare level is like for recording. If we need to, we'll get a block out to put in here, but at the moment we're just going to leave it as is. So that's the plan. So first up, we're going to take the skirtings off and then sugar soap walls. I'll leave sanding the skirtings till a later date. We'll just take them off for the moment, sugar soak the walls and go from there. So we are done preparing this room for painting. We have done the top, done around the windowsills where we want the paint to stop. I have also done around there, and we've taken the skirting boards off all the way around. We've got the big ladder so that we can get up and do the cutting in around. I've got my little step ladder over there because I'll be able to do that with the step ladder. Bryce is just cleaning a stirry stick so we can stir the paint. I've decided to go with very cherry on the wall. We are only doing this big wall and a little alcove to start with, and then we're going to see if we want to continue it around the rest of the room or if we just want to make that sort of like the feature of the room. Not quite sure where we want to go, so we're just going to start with that. If we decide that that's enough, we are still going to paint the other walls because they are a yellowy white colour at this point, so we will change those to a different colour. My dad suggested lime green or apple green, and I don't think that's gonna happen. Probably do a white or a grey, off-white grey colour, probably similar to the other rooms of the house. So out here, these are all like a white, grey, purple kind of colour. Actually every room in the house is that colour except for this one, which is why we want to paint this one, because this is the old room in the house. So the rest of the house is pretty much painted in good nick. I will be repainting all of the doors because I did start doing this black trim, but have noticed that the paint is just peeling. Oh, it's right under the thing. It just peels off. So it just gets nicked and then peels, and then there's a big yellow spot on the door. So I will be painting these. I have bought the paint to do that, but again, we're going to tackle this project first, and then the doors I'll actually take them off, take them out the back, give them a sand, try and get them back to basic, which I think is the yellow underneath is the basic colour. It might actually be blue, because I think these doors are blue. I did notice that the top of this door is not actually painted at all, so that's great. I also want to replace these handles at some point. A lot of them are in good nick at the moment, so I'm going to leave them, but eventually I will. I found the high wearing ones, like the garage door, pitting and scratching, doing this weird colour. So we do want to replace those eventually. Colour is hot pink. It is. That is actually a lot darker. That is darker than when we picked it up, so that's a good sign. It's apparently supposed to go deep red, so this will be interesting. We might have a red wall, we might have a pink wall. Either, I'm not offended by that colour. Okay, so it's been a few weeks since my last video. We have finally finished painting this room. Done. Yes. This is our very lovely, very cherry red wall. It is slightly pink during the day, but it's still mainly that nice red there. So we've painted this. We painted our little alcove in here. I also ended up painting the window frame black, and I painted this mirror frame black as well to sort of tie in. The walls, the remaining walls, we have actually painted as well. They are now a nice unlimited space white, and they do a very nice job of slightly reflecting the pink wall, so they will sort of tone in, which is very nice. I've done that. I have also taken this door off and I've repainted this. So these tops are now painted. This face is painted. The lines have all been painted. I didn't end up painting this window frame. I was thinking of painting this black as well, same as the other ones, but I thought I'll just leave those. I can always do those later if I decide, but I haven't at this point. I've also replaced the plugs down there with black ones. I have spray painted this black because I cannot find a black one anywhere. This plug I've just left the same, and this one I do have a new switch for it to put on there, but we're actually going to improve the lighting in this room because at night there's only one light and it's right in that top corner, which is right above where Bryce will be, which isn't great if I want to read a book in this little alcove, which is the plan for in here, is to read a book. So what we have finally decided and approved, and we've just bought the wood for today, is we are putting a desk along this wall. We're building a little cubby alcove there, and I'm actually putting 2 shelves either side of my books, and then I have an additional 4 shelves which I'm going to put 2 on this wall, and then I have another 2 that I can put on this wall if I need them. But I'm just going to do those 2 for the moment. These ones we put here we might actually use for Bryce, for all of his Dragon Ball Z figurines and collectibles, and his little Vegeta light that I bought him, which we'll put in there. So that's pretty much, this room is done painted. We've painted all the skirtings. I did end up painting them white, just because I couldn't get into this groove and get all the paint out. So without, you know, completely flattening the design that was in there. So I ended up just sanding them back and just putting a fresh coat of paint on them. These aren't currently nailed in, so they're still moved on the wall. So tomorrow morning we're going to nail those in, and we're going to start building the little reading nook and then the desk platform. We haven't bought all of the plywood we need to finish off the reading nook, but we bought all the structural wood for that. So we're going to build that structure and build the desk, and then I'll know whether I need to enclose things in there or if I leave it open and just have a facial frame. Not quite sure what I'm doing in the little cubbies at this point, so they've kind of just been left structural at this point. I will be getting a bit of ply to stick on the top, but I don't know whether I want to get one cut out so it goes right to the windowsill, or if I want to leave a gap there so the kitties can get in and out through there as well. Haven't quite decided on that, so we've left that structural wood for the moment. But yes, so hopefully tomorrow you will see some construction happening in this room. Yay! One step closer.